Don't be shy, because questions always add a great deal to this class. I mean, sometimes it's not easy to ask questions. The energy is very strong. There's such a deep silence inside all of us. And that silence itself, as I've said many times, is a connection necessary for us to have with higher energy. Because in that silence, we really make room for the Om sound to come in, for higher energy to nurture us, for Shakti to flow through our chakra system, for the whole internal mechanism to truly get stronger. And when it gets stronger, it manifests in our life. We begin to live more consciously in the world. We have a different way of seeing the world. We have a different way of interacting with the world. There's more gratitude in our hearts. There's more openness to other people and all the things people do and stuff that goes on here. And that's what this meditation is about. It is building a system that does two things. It enables us to work out our karma through truly learning how to keep our hearts open and to experience profound and unconditional love inside ourselves. And it also enables us to connect with higher energy in the universe. Because without that connection, in a very profound way, we can't do this thing called unconditional love. Because without that connection, all of the ways that we look at the world emanate from the mind, from the emotions, from lower forms of energy. And the wonderful thing about those lower forms of energy, they're tools. You understand, they're tools that we need to use to develop our inner life. The mind is the greatest tool we have. It's also an energy force that creates so much conflict and tension inside us that it's making everybody crazy. But used as a tool, as an instrument to develop the core of our being, there is no more remarkable tool that exists on the earth. It's just we have to learn how to use that energy consciously. And we have to stop this thing in us that thinks someday it's going to be better no matter what we do. Because it really doesn't get better unless we do something about ourselves. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? And, just to finish this, when you begin to build the kind of system I'm talking about, time becomes very precious, very, very precious. We're allotted a certain amount of time that we live here. And in that time, we have to develop a spiritual life. It's why we come to the earth, to learn how to transform suffering and difficulty into a spiritual life. And we're given time, and most of us take that time for granted. We procrastinate, we put everything off, oh, I'll do it in 3 months, 5 months, 5 years, and meanwhile, all that time goes by. And in that time, which is so precious, it can be used in a conscious way to develop a spiritual life and to do what's necessary here to, build an inner life that is strong enough to keep us permanently connected with higher energy in the universe. Time is really either a human being's worst enemy or best friend, depending upon how we use it and whether or not we take it for granted and we just assume that in time things are going to be different and better, and without us really doing what is essential to work on ourselves. Even myself, I have to remind myself all the time that time is precious. Not to be tense about it, but that just to arrive at a place where it's used consciously. And, I thought Rudy, he told me he was going to live to 84 years old, And I thought, oh, well, there's a lot of time. Then he also told me, take advantage of what I'm teaching you and learn what I have to teach you, because one day I'm not going to be here. That second message was the one that radiated with me. I needed to learn that. Whatever I had to do, I needed to learn what he had to teach me. So he didn't live to 84. He took his samadhi when he was 45 years old. And I know a lot of people, understand, they took for granted that Rudy was going to be around forever. It wasn't. We take for granted that in a month, 2 months, 5 months, we can, and we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in 2 days. So, what I'm saying is not to scare everybody. I'm saying how essential it is to recognize the preciousness of time and to learn how to use the time that's made available to us living here as a means of really developing a spiritual life. This is a difficult thing to grasp because people have to really change so much conditioned behavior in order to arrive at this place where they recognize how essential it is to use the time available to work on ourselves. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Skenda. You have to unmute yourself. Can't hear you. I don't know. It's technology. And I'm really an aardvark when it comes to technology. Can't hear you.
Skander, you could try typing it in the chat and we could read it from there too.
It's 2 o'clock.
If you type it in the chat, I have to put my glasses on. You know, there's a little icon down in the lower left-hand corner of my computer that is, you know, you can mute and unmute yourself. I don't know if you all have the same thing. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Stuart, are you able to see the message from Scander?
Yeah, but something's happened to my mouse here. This is like
Energy.
all right, we're okay. Let's see. Yeah, I see it. Scander, where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay, don't think about it. Look, I mean, the first thing, instead of, you know, focusing on the blue light and emanating from me that just amazes you, and just keep your attention focused inside yourself, open your heart and allow that Shakti to come into you and help you to grow. If you do that, you won't be distracted. If you start to think about it and use your mind, trying to figure it out, you know, it'll distract you. It'll distract anybody. It's very powerful energy, the energy that manifests in this class. And it's energy that is strong enough to help anyone who truly does their work inside, you know, to build a system inside that will give them the power inside to connect with a higher force in the universe. You know, and the fear is really the fear of you opening. It's not the fear of this energy. It's the fear of you opening in yourself so that you can go to the next level inside you. And that's what the fear is all about, you know? So if you let go and just say, okay, what can this do to me? Stuart, he talks about love. He talks about, you know, joy and happiness. How can this hurt my life? Open up and take in the energy and let it really work inside you and let go of all this resistance to, I mean, look, you're a very talented guy, Skanda. You really are. You have a tremendous need for a spiritual life. I knew this the day I met you. You know, now we're ready to get to that next level. And that's what the fear is all about. Letting go, going to the next level, not holding on to this stuff, you know, which will keep you from ever having a spiritual life. That's what the fear is all about. You're ready to let go. You're ready to go to the next level in your inner development. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's, you know, stop the bullshit and let's do it, you know? I'm ready. That's what you're here for. That's why you came into my life. And that's my job, to help you get there. So let's get over this little fear stuff and get there. Okay? How does that sound? Okay? Okay. I'm going to try to unmute everybody now again. Okay. All right. I like the smile on your face. I really do. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, well, God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be a class on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to all of you coming, being, participating, using time consciously, taking advantage of what God is putting into your life, you know, and hopefully on Tuesday, we'll have a class. And look, things are going to go wrong now. Mercury is in retrograde. There's all kinds of crap going on in the world. So don't let it bother you. Just get centered, stay quiet inside, grow every day, you know, and you know, we got to learn how to deal with the positive and the negative because there's always going to be both. So bless you all. Thank you for being here and thank you for being part of my life. I will see everybody on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.